Has everyone heard the news that Trump is now allowing 401k plans to buy crypto? Mark, I'm sure you all over that. Hey, Elizabeth likes that as well. Willard's feeling that. We got Connie here. Great to see you, Connie. This is huge news, folks, because people estimate this market is somewhere between 9 and $16 trillion. Now, I remember when I used to be in the States, the 401k was a big deal because your employer would match the amount that you put in this plan that doesn't get taxed until you turn 60 or 65. And so what a 401k is, so you know, so the Yanks know here, like Mark, although Mark probably knows because Mark knows what's up, is that you can grow your retirement income tax-free, and then you tax it only when you pull it out at the end. Does that make sense? Just to everybody here, right? Now, it's the way of because in America, we don't really have much of, like a government pension. And we all know Social Security is not going to pay more than like, a loaf of bread when you get old. And so this is a way of the government encouraging you to save for your future. But it's typically loaded with these extremely conservative investments that are typically mutual fund based, which means Wall Street is stealing your money. I'll be honest. I worked on Wall Street. That's what they do. They take out fees every year. And before you know it, over the course of 20 years, they've sucked you dry and you don't have much to show for it. And so what they typically do is give you these choices of instruments that just make a bunch of bankers rich. Is that kind of clear to everybody here, right? And there's also nothing interesting in there. Now, I've also had a similar thing in the UK. I had a tax-deferred pension thing that I did when I used to work in the city of London as a banker. And but I could never put it in anything interesting. It was like it gave me very few choices, and I couldn't even put it in Bitcoin. I asked many times. I asked if I could put it in MicroStrategy. They were like, "What? What strategy?" They don't know what you're talking about, and it really hurts. Now, luckily, there's some treasury companies, as in companies on the FTSE exchange, that are going to start to amass Bitcoin that we can do in the meantime. Otherwise, we have to wait. Now, I don't know if you saw recently, but there was a huge article in The Guardian, again, one of the worst papers in the world, alongside, the BBC as far as a news service, and they were like, the Guardian celebrated the fact that the UK has not followed these dangerous Trump policies into crypto. I don't know if you saw that, Mark, but they were like, thank God we're not doing these things because that's a terrible way to ruin our economy. It's like, what, wake up and smell the coffee. What economy, right? It's dying. Everyone's leaving. And you wouldn't know a Bitcoin if it hit you in the head, right? If you were, at number 10 or in parliament. And yet they still convincing themselves that they're doing the right thing. That'll never make sense to me, and that's okay. They're going to be left in the dust. But right now, the Americans are going to have power. So this is a huge deal, folks. This is going to pump massive liquidity into the system. And what have we seen on the back of it? Well, Ethereum crossed 4,000 today. Anybody excited about that? Mark, I'm sure you like that one, right? Connie was feeling that. This was a big, big trigger zone that we've been talking about inside our investment club for weeks and weeks, and maybe months, right, Martini? I think I even mentioned it last night on the call. And getting through that is a huge deal. And what did we see on the back of it? Ethereum dominance, as in the amount of Ethereum that represents the entire market, did a spike. Now I'm going to show you some charts. Don't let these charts scare you. Okay, just raise your hand. Can everybody see these two charts here? Okay, now Mark, I don't know if you can see this, Mark, but it was trading it. It was basically, it couldn't break through 12 for a long time. This Ethereum dominance. It was really stuck here around 12, if you can see this blue line here, which means that Ethereum represented 12% of the total market cap of crypto. It couldn't break through here, right? And then all of a sudden, bam, it's gone to 12.6, and it's still going up here, folks. And by the way, that's a massive move because this is a percentage point here. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, can everybody see this drawing over here? You see Bitcoin dominance falling, 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 okay? When this gets down to break 60 down here on the bottom, that's when we very well could be in what we call an altcoin market. And that means all of the small coins that a lot of you have held over the past couple of years are going to start to do stupid things, right? Like you wake up and it does like a 5x in a day, not like in a year, in a month, like in a day. And so we're expecting some of this to happen soon. I personally don't think it's going to happen until maybe a couple more weeks or September, but we're really sitting in a very interesting situation right now. And both of these charts are showing some incredible, incredible price action on the back of it. Of course, you can see from CoinMarketCap here that Ethereum is still sitting around this $4,000 level. It peaked above it. Now it's at 3,992, okay? It stuck its head above, came back down. I don't know, man. It really looks like it wants to blast through it. Of course, the high on Ethereum was about 4,800, 4,900 back in November 21. I still remember it. And that's the target everyone's looking for. But if this goes to 40, 4,100, 4,200, 4,300, I mean, we are really going to see some crazy action going on here. Does this all make a little bit of sense here? Mark, you kind of following me? Connie, I know you are. Andrew and Elizabeth is as well. And this is what we're watching here. As you probably know, behind the scenes, we're investing in these early stage companies on the blockchain. We call them pre-sale tokens, and I'll talk about it tonight. We've made a ton of money so far, but honestly, that's going to be chump change compared to what my group is going to make in the next 3 or 4 months. This is when fortunes are going to be made and legacies are going to be generated. This is when grandkids and great grandkids are going to be taken care of, I think, at the end of this year with some of our portfolios investments. It's exciting times. Luckily, we've been in this market long enough to where we don't get too crazy around here. I still sleep at night. I don't check crypto prices on my phone in the middle of the night. You know, we're over that, but we are intent and we're focused. So what I want to do is talk about what happened today with Trump. I want to show you a couple of the deals that we're funding, and I want to show you exactly how we're making ridiculous amounts of money behind the scenes. We do it different than anybody else out there. No one is doing what we do. No one can even copy what we do. And if you ever come to one of our calls on a Monday or Thursday, you'll see some of that deal flow. Mark, what'd you think of that deal last night that we saw? It was very interesting, right? I think we probably won't fund it, but the one that was on the previous Monday, it looks like we're probably going to go ahead and fund that. Again, that's an MIT professor with a patent that he owns on an AI agent B2B business with massive clients, all right? Clients like Google. And we're getting in at a great valuation, and we'll probably move forward with that. So, folks, I'm going to jump in. Last chance to turn cameras on before you toss you out, John and Carson. And if we do toss you out, you know, just enjoy the rest of your weekend is really what I want to say. And let's just jump in here and check out what's happening here in the news. Raise your hands if you can see these two good-looking guys that love crypto and hate being canceled, right? That's us, right? And so guess what? We're fighting back. We don't like being canceled or debanked or deplatformed, although we both have. We both were early on crypto, although I was before you, Donald, by a few years. We both love DeFi, that's for sure. And, you know, we both love winning. And so Trump just unlocked $10 trillion for crypto. And the question is your retirement ready for Bitcoin and beyond? And I hope it is, because this is really an exciting opportunity. Before we get started, just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Also, want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. This module is going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain. It's pretty cool. I won't lie. It's actually a 19-page PDF document. If you're watching this later or watching this remotely, you can go to londonreal.tv/download and get a free copy of that. But since all of you are joining us here, what I'm going to do is send you a copy of that PDF through the powers of Zoom. So can everybody check your chat on Zoom? It should be a little thing called chat on your Zoom there. And just let me know if you get module 1 here. I'm just going to find it and send it over to you. If you could please just reply yes if you got this module. Okay, it's there. If you got it in your box, can you just click on my picture and just type yes? Just because I want to know if it actually went through. Somebody send me a yes. Give me some love here, Connie. Give me some love, Elizabeth. Give me some love, Andrew. Did you get it? Can you actually see it in your inbox? See if you can reply to me with a yes or a no. That would be fantastic. And so that Carson did. Carson's all over it. Check out the big tech on Carson. I like it. Okay, good. Send me a message if you can and say hi. And that's yours for free. Please watch it after the presentation because we're going to be pretty busy here right now. Also, I want to give you a free video, and that's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. And it's really going to introduce what is a crypto token pre-sale. And that's really how we're making all of our money behind the scenes. And you're not going to want to miss this video. We'll give it to you at the end of the presentation. Folks, we're making this money through a practice called pre-sale tokens, okay? Pre-sales is a secret way of buying tokens from a CEO before they ever offer them to anybody else. That's the key here. And what happens is when a company does issue tokens, all of a sudden there's millions of people around the world that can buy these tokens. And typically we see the price of these tokens go up. sometimes 5x, 10x, 20x. Does that make sense to you, Andrew and Elizabeth, right? Because all of a sudden there's a massive amount of buyers and there's a scarcity of these tokens. We see the same thing in the stock markets with things called IPOs. Has anyone heard of an IPO? Willard, you heard of that? Elizabeth, you probably have. Connie knows. Same type of practice, and you can see some crazy gains. Well, one of those tokens that did some crazy gains is called Solana. How many people heard of Solana here? We got some pretty savvy people. Mark knows. Mark's had Solana for many years. Elizabeth, Willard. Well, if you had bought this thing as a pre-sale token, you would have bought Solana for 4 pennies each. It now trades somewhere around 200 bucks, give or take, depending on the day. And that one trade alone, if you had invested only $1,000, right? Pocket change for big ballers like Mark, then you would have made $5 million on that trade. 5 million bucks. Now, I always like to ask, could anybody here use an extra 5 million right about now? Elizabeth, Connie wants it. Willard, he's like, yeah, send it over, Brian. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. We all could, right? Why not? And, that's real money. That's money that can change your life. It could change your levels of stress. It could change the course of your next 20 years. It could change the happiness of your family. It could change your human connection. It could change your entire experience on this planet. And that's what we want to do. We want to give that experience to all of the members inside of our investment club. But here's the thing about us. I don't think money is the goal. What I believe the goal is freedom. And so we want to give you the freedom to go figure out why you were put on this planet. And so don't think that money is going to make you happy. I don't think it is, but it's going to give you the room to find your purpose. And that's what we're doing here at London Real. That's what I do. That's what everyone does behind the scenes. Does that concept make sense to everybody here? This is what makes us different than all the other crypto platforms out there, because I just don't think they've thought ahead. All right. A lot of our members have already made money and they realize that that's not the way to happiness. What they want to do is get enough money to where they have that buffer. And that's what we're trying to do. Folks, this is a ticket that we wrote a few months ago, and this is actually a snapshot of one of the legal terms we signed called the SAFT agreement. Can everyone see that blue circle here on screen? That's the amount we invested, which is $200,000. That's our typical investment. Can everyone see the red circle? That's the price we paid per token. So that's 1.25 pennies. In this case, we bought them cheaper than the Solana tokens, actually cheaper. And what happened? Well, in about 4 hours, we made $4 million for the members of my investment club because that token was up 20x, right? And the company was called Skillful AI. It's artificial intelligence on the blockchain. The CEO is called Zoltan. He's right here pictured with me. And right after that happened, he flew to London and sat down for an episode of London Real, which is a bonus everybody gets if we invest in your company. Pretty cool, right? He said, after the interview, he said, Brian, hold on to these tokens. It's going to 100x. Your team is going to make $20 million. I said, okay. And the next thing he said is, now, Brian, I want to ask you out some business here. I want to join your investment club. And I was honestly shocked. I almost fell off my leather chair there in the studio. And I said, why? I said, surely you see better deals than I do. He said, no, Brian, you see better crypto deals than me because of London Real. You've got 1 billion views. You've got 5 million followers. And you get tokens cheaper than I can get them. You get tokens faster than I can get them. And you get access to deals that would say no to me. And I said, wow, I never thought one of our portfolio company CEOs would want to be a member of our group. So then I remembered, okay, there's only one way to join the group, and that's to book a call with Martini. And Martini doesn't do discounts. And so I told him both of those pieces of information. And I said, look, bro, you might have some nice pictures of me in the studio, but that doesn't hold much weight for Martini. She drives a hard bargain. He said, okay, give me your number. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, he joined. So now we've got members in our portfolio also in the group. So if you go on a Zoom call, you'll see Zoltan there. He's done about 13 deals with us. And it just shows you that we're on to something really special here. Does anyone think that's kind of cool, right? It's a pretty good testimonial, right, Andrew? And one of our portfolio companies wants to join. And we love it. Folks, this is another deal we did called Shrapnel, and that one we did a 20x in 20 days and made my group a $5 million profit. This is a video game on the blockchain itself, and this is the CEO pictured here with me. This is a deal called the Mochaverse. It's actually a digital identification system on the blockchain, and it's fully owned by Animoca Brands, which is an owner of over 570 blockchain games. Now, the chairman is Yat Siu, pictured here with me. He's a legend in the space. He, I believe, is the next Elon Musk. He's a visionary. And we've done about 7 deals with him. He's been on the show about 7 times. And this one was up 20x on launch. This is a deal called Story Protocol. Every day I wake up, the token is higher and higher and higher. It's now the 52nd largest crypto protocol in the world right now, crossing $2 billion. All right. We got in on this very early. It's done a 22x for us. And one of the reasons we think it was successful is because we invested alongside the massive venture capital company called Andreessen Horowitz, or A16Z. Again, when you invest with big smart money, you get big results. This is one of the meme coins we invested in called Cats. This thing was up 14x on the day. And one of our members, Kristen, and her mom, they put in $30,000 into this deal. She woke up looking at her phone thinking it was broken because she had a $420,000 profit, right? Now, look, I know it's not enough to retire on, Connie, but it's, not a bad way to wake up. Would anyone like to wake up tomorrow morning with $420,000 in your wallet, right? It's a nice way to start the weekend, right, Elizabeth? And this is what we're doing behind the scenes. And of course, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in, run by this guy here named Dan Tapiero. He's really a legend. He's the best trader I've ever met, and I've met them all. He's actually 4x'd our $1 million that we invested in here already. And many of the companies in his portfolio are actually going public right now in the New York Stock Exchange. And here's Dan on the right, standing next to Jeremy Allaire, who just IPO'd a company called Circle. And Circle runs the stablecoin called USDC. And we were just really impressed that they got to celebrate that. And our fund is going to have many, many more public sales events and IPOs this year, and it's just going to make more and more money. Folks, I want to show you some of our latest deals here. And some of you know that on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Mondays and 6 p.m. on Thursdays, you can come to our live pitch call. It's like Shark Tank, but it's better because it's me, it's our groups. We dress better than those old geezers, right? And we actually put all of our money on the line and we talk to the best CEOs on the planet. And what you're going to see in this video here is what that looks like behind the scenes. You'll see the CEOs come in and pitch. You'll see me ask hard questions. You'll see our members giving thumbs up and thumbs down. If we get enough people that like the deal, we go ahead and pull the trigger and invest. Does that make sense to everybody here? I think it does, right? So I'm going to show you one of our deals right now that we're closing. It's actually called OneFootball, and it actually refers to the game of soccer for all you Yanks out there. They actually already have a massive 10-year-old, 30 million user business, and they're actually finally putting it on the blockchain. We have the chance to be a part of that, and we really think this is a no-brainer. It's going to make us a boatload of money, and this is OneFootball.
And this is just the beginning for OneFootball Club.
You're far, far ahead.
That's a big deal.
That's huge.
These guys have a massive user base.
What we're building is a composable social graph. Think about your digital identity. Any data that is available about football clubs, you will find it in our app. We have 31 million registered users. The biggest clubs are our shareholders, but we work with pretty much anybody you can imagine. The entire Animoca Brands ecosystem is completely behind this. So the adoption of our token will not just be in our ecosystem.
How do you make money now, and are you profitable?
Yes, we're profitable. We are ad revenue based. 80% of it comes from ads. Then we have a premium version, and then 15% is come through pay-per-view matches. For example, we also recently launched like a season pass for Bundesliga. They wanted to build their own streaming service, realized that it was super difficult, and now they use us as their distribution network.
Eric likes it, Petya likes it, Camille likes it, Connie likes it, Jack likes it. I think that's 100%.
They already have a large fan base. And just to put it in perspective, there's about 4 billion people in this world who play soccer, almost 50% of the world's population. So I love what they're doing.
I really liked it from the community side of things.
It seems like a really good play. Everybody here felt that these guys are coming more prepared, more plugged in, already a big fan base. If I want to take one play in the sports world, I would take this one.
Booyah. There you go, folks. We like that deal. It's pretty interesting. What we love mostly is that they have 30 million users that they're going to bring to the blockchain. The real problem we find with a lot of deals in crypto is that they create a product and then they have to go find customers for the product. And sometimes it's really hard. What these guys have is a really successful product with a ton of users, and they're just going to bring it on the blockchain for a super low valuation. So we really think there's a ton of money to be made, and we got a little bit of left in that deal, probably another 5, 10K left in that deal for anybody who's going to be joining shortly. Next deal I want to talk about is one called Crypto Nights. This really is someone's attempt to do Shark Tank for the blockchain. What's really cool is that this is a reality show. And about 4 of the companies that we've invested in actually went on this show and got funding. The big one is called Blue Whale AI, which is going to launch this token in a month. And I think it's probably going to 20x on the launch because it's really, really hot. They actually raised $1 million on this show. There's already a season out right now on Amazon Prime Video. You can actually go watch it after this call if you want and check it out. We know a lot of the Knights. 3 of the Knights have been on my show here, and we think they have something really special. Take a look at this.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Cryptonites is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead the space with Cryptonites.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Knight tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true, every single company. By simply buying the Cryptonites token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the crypto environment.
So this is an unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable from season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
All right, what do we think? We're liking that? Crypto Knights? Yeah, it's pretty cool. What I like about this project is that we get tokens of every company that comes on and pitches their deal on this show. Now, this show only attracts the best of the best, but here's the best part. The Knights themselves each put up a total of $10 million, and they actually put the cash in those companies. So we get tokens in companies that are getting millions of dollars of funding, tons of media exposure, and it's just this flywheel of success. So it's really cool. We're getting a great vesting schedule on this, and both of those deals are open right now, and we got 1 or 2 other gorgeous ones in the background. So look, that's what we're doing, folks. You get direct access to those CEOs, and it's an incredible way to learn. And what I like to do is teach people how to invest, and they can use that the rest of their life. So that's kind of what we're doing behind the scenes. I could show you more deal trailers, but I'll just keep this thing moving. A lot of people have been asking us, based on all the success we've had, how does London Real pick so many winners? Like, how do you consistently make this big money on your deals? And after thinking about it for a long time, we concluded that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The truth is, folks, this ain't our first rodeo. We started heavy in this space in May of 2021. That means we're coming up on 5 years we've been doing this. That means we were there in the good times back in November 21 when we had all-time highs in Bitcoin at 69,000. We were there in the bad times in October 22 when Bitcoin hit 16,000. And we were here 2 or 3 weeks ago when Bitcoin was back at 123,000. And we've never missed a call. We've never missed a deal. And we've been growing. We have a crazy network. We have an amazing reputation. And the truth is that everybody wants in. Everybody wants our media, which means I can bring amazing deals to you. And for the first time ever, you don't need $1 billion fund to invest. You can just be a member of our community and jump in. And that's what we've been really successful with. Folks, a lot of you have tried to invest in crypto on your own and felt like Drake here on the top. Has anybody ever lost money in crypto? Come on, be honest, Mark, Connie as well. Andrew, no, not you, Willard. All right, and put your hands up if you lost money in crypto. Put your hands down if you're lying to me. All right, some liars here, but everybody seems to. Look, it's tough out there. How are you going to know what to buy? How are you going to know who to trust? It's really hard. And unfortunately, a lot of people come in this space. They buy some stupid coin, from some stupid person on Twitter with no face, no name, no nothing. and they lose money and they leave and they think, oh, this place sucks. And they forget that this is a shift in human paradigm. This is the financial future. And so there's another way. You can actually invest alongside myself and London Real Ventures, and you can come in for the big win. And it's called the Investment Club. Folks, this is the greatest product we've ever created in our 14-year history. Greatest. We've made more money for more of our members by a factor of 10 than anything else we've ever done. It's the greatest community we've ever created. We've given more value to more people around the world just by doing this. We've had so many CEOs on this program. We've driven up so much value. And this is basically our investment club. It's your solution to the problem that many of you have been struggling with your whole life. And that is this constant state of stress about money. Has anyone here been stressed about money before? Oh man, I could tell you stories. Are you kidding me? Until I was 30 years old, the American Express had a hitman looking for me. Really? I was like dodging debt. People would ring my buzzer and I would like hide in the bathroom. You ever done that, Mark? Yeah, it was bad, right? Real bad, right? I was so broke in New York City, I couldn't even tell you, right? And I was making a lot of money and I still couldn't even save any of it, right? It was crazy. And, you know, it wasn't until I finally got my head around the emotional state of investing that I was able to start putting away serious money that could change my life. And that's what we've created here with the Investment Club. So if you ever struggle with money, if you ever live paycheck to paycheck, if you're ever wondering how you're going to get out from under or break through, get out of the matrix, well, you're not going to do it by saving your money in a bank account, right? Does everybody agree with me here that putting your money in a bank account is probably the stupidest thing you can do? Willard's at least with me on that. I agree. And so this is a solution to your problems. And so look, if this is of interest to you, book a call with Martini. There's 4 different ways here where you can actually book a call with her. And I must say, Martini's spoken with thousands of people over the last 4 years. And she is the kind of person that can really lock in and have an honest conversation with you about whether this is the right choice for you. And so look, if this is something you're struggling with, if you're looking for a new way, and what's that old adage I say, Martini? The definition of insanity is, you know, repeating the same financial behavior and expecting a different result. And a lot of you have done the same thing, not just for years, for decades. And what are you're hoping that you're going to wake up one day with millions of dollars in the bank? As Jeff Bezos once said, hope is not a strategy, and your government's not going to take care of you, and your company's not going to take care of you, and your mates and your friends and your family, they're not going to take care of you. There was that old joke going around, Martini, during lockdown. They said, if you want to get someone to social distance from you, it's really easy. Just lend them money. They'll stay well away from you, right? And so we know what that's like, right? So if you think someone else is going to help you or want to help you, it's just not going to happen. This is a way to take charge and to start providing for the people that really count on you. Folks, we've also got a 4-week crypto and DeFi academy. And right now we've got Elizabeth here and Mark that just joined. And there's actually still time to join. You got 2 more days that you can still jump in and get in on this course. And the reason I stress that is because I think time is of the essence. I just took a peek at Ethereum. It's back through $4,000, folks. It's going to keep going up. And every day you wait, you are losing money. I cannot emphasize this more than anything. And so if you want to really get the basics down, that's what we do inside this course. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. And with me, it's 8 hours of live calls. That's me personally, all live, just like this. We have an online e-learning platform. I've got a triple tiered accountability system, so you have to do the work. You can't procrastinate or hide. I got dedicated coaches and team leaders, and we got a private group for posting those assignments. We go through module 1, which is the history of crypto. You read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about the creation of Ethereum, stablecoins, and more. Then we jump in. We buy Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. We set up hot wallets, cold wallets, and you do your first decentralized finance trade and set up all your centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Crypto.com. Then we get heavy into DeFi. You earn yield on your crypto, right? You buy an option on your crypto. And finally, we show you how you can really pump that portfolio and make money in an intelligent way. I teach you all the things I learned on Wall Street, from stop losses to trading strategies, you name it. Folks, it's happening now. There's still time. And everybody here was invited because you're on our mailing list, because you've watched multiple hours of London Real. And so you're pre-approved on this right now at londonreal.tv/buy. It's a 60% discount. It's only $9.99 right now, which is an absolute bargain. And of course, here is our 8-step trading checklist, just a free gift if you want to take a screenshot of that. If you follow each one of these before you make a trade, I guarantee I'm going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions over the course of your career. Folks, this is the big news today. Trump opens U.S. retirement plans to crypto and private equity investments. This was a headline from the Financial Times, where I live in London. And look, this rag of a paper is so anti-crypto, so anti-Trump, so anti-anything. It reminds me of Britain in general. And yet they have to acknowledge that this is a major, major move. And of course, CNBC saw Bitcoin and Ethereum jump. That's going to allow cryptocurrencies and 401ks. Now, let's be honest, Andrew. Somebody said you shouldn't allow those people to put their hard-earned retirement money in crypto. But here's the deal. It's their money. Isn't it about time we stop treating people like a bunch of toddlers? Anybody agree with that, right? Stop telling them what to do, what to eat, what to stick on their faces, what to put in their bodies, and what to do with their money. Last time I checked, you can go out right now and buy 5 bottles of vodka and down them all. You can jump off the top of a building if you want. And so, you know what? Let's give some people some agency. And I think this is incredible, absolutely incredible. And it's going to push crypto up. The crypto market has not reacted. It should be up at least 10% on the back of this. Of course, we saw Bitcoin recently smash to $120,000 as crypto is bracing for something called a $1 trillion earthquake. Trump himself or his media company bought $2 billion of Bitcoin, and it's on their balance sheet of their publicly traded company. And of course, people are now predicting $150,000 Bitcoin in weeks, which could easily happen. This could happen by the end of August. And of course, Standard Chartered Bank has already called for $500,000 Bitcoin, which could happen in this cycle. It actually could happen by the end of the year. And a couple people on my show have actually called that. Of course, now we're hearing that there's a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's headed straight for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and more. Folks, if you're not invested, this is the greatest chance I think you have of creating wealth in your entire life. And you're going to watch this go by unless you get invested and take action. If you don't have skin in the game here, you're going to miss it. You'd be right about everything. I've been talking about crypto. I knew it was going to go up. Okay, how much did you make? Okay, well, then you're not invested. You have to get invested here. Now, look, a lot of you know I ran for mayor of London recently, and I ran on a pro-crypto, pro-freedom of speech message, all right? At the time, it was quite controversial. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget of London to be on the blockchain. I actually wanted to create something called the London coin, and I was going to put 100 pounds of crypto in the wallet of every man, woman, and child in the city. Now, look, they weren't ready for me, Andrew, so I'm just going to make people like Elizabeth here wealthy instead. Does that sound good, Mark? I'll do that with you as well. You guys deserve it, okay? This is me in our studio in Dubai, where I'm spending 6 months of the year because, folks, that's where the hottest deals are. These are the people I'm meeting there that are going to connect me with the deals that are going to make you personally millions of dollars. This is Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni. He's a really good friend and a legend. He runs the Dubai Blockchain Center. This is Uni Wong. She's a major crypto influencer. One tweet from her can move markets. This is Carl Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. He drives around his Bugatti. He just bought 3 new cars, Martini, a McLaren, a Ferrari, and I don't know what the hell else he bought, okay? And I've seen pictures of him in the grocery store. And so save your excuses. I hear him all the time. Oh, I can't do it right now, Brian. I'm really busy with my kids. Really? I don't have enough money. Really? Carl was working in a grocery store, okay? What are you doing? You're giving yourself excuses. And this is Chris Crypto. Just watch one of his videos when he's in Dubai. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. So don't give me your excuses. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you want this bad enough, you can make it happen. Folks, right now, we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter right now. I tell you that because we know everything that's going on in this space right now. We are super connected and super plugged in. And it's all because of this. London Real Ventures. Folks, this is the world's first media-powered investment firm. This has never been done before, where you've taken a media company like London Real with 1 billion views, 5 million followers on social, 14-year history, and you combine it with a venture capital company with $25 million in assets. This is incredible. When you put these two things together, magic happens. And magic looks like this. This is our portfolio. It's the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3 investments. Each one of these deals has the potential to become a $2 billion, $5 billion company, making all of my members filthy rich. And right now, we just passed a major milestone. We've now invested over $21 million into over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. Mark, we're bigger than most venture capital funds in the blockchain space right now. And we started off, on YouTube. And look what we're doing now. And guess what? We're just getting warmed up. This is just the beginning. One of the reasons we win is we invest with the big money, folks. These are multi-billion-dollar funds that you've heard of, like Coinbase Ventures, Andreessen Horowitz, Galaxy Digital, even Warner Brothers Music. And that's how you can win too. And of course, recently we received an award and were voted the best venture capital KOL of the year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And we were really honored to accept this reward. And I did on behalf of all the members of the investment club. Of course, recently in Dubai, I received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit. This was for our investments and for our media. And we are now very well known in the crypto community because of our deal flow, because of our interviews, because of the students we graduate, and also because of our boxing prowess. Of course, this kid was calling us out the other day, Martini. He said he knew more about crypto than me. And even though he was 28, I had to teach him some manners, so I laced up. He just sent me a DM on Instagram. Apparently, he wants a rematch in Singapore, October 1st, so get your tickets now. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people like to live their life that way? Anybody here? Willard, Andrew, you with me? I know Mark is, and Elizabeth as well. Folks, we don't make excuses. We don't cower away from challenges. We don't put our head into the sand. If we don't like the way the world looks, we go change it. And that's what we did in 2020, right? We were getting censored left and right. YouTube shutting us down. PayPal shutting us down. British government shutting us down. Three-letter organizations around the world shutting us down. We said, to hell with all of you. We're going to keep broadcasting. And we did, right? And we changed the game. And we're doing the same here, right? We are going to create massive amounts of money. All of our members are going to crazy wealthy. And we're going to really change the world by doing this. And I'm looking for people that want to do this with me. If you don't feel this way, get off this call. I don't need you. What I need are people that want to help me change the future. Does that make sense to everybody here? That's what I want. And that's the kind of people that are in the investment club. And it all comes down to our mission statement, folks. We're here to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. We're different. We're different than the big tech companies and the mainstream media and the big pharma. These people are trying to control you. They're trying to dominate you. They're trying to get us fighting with each other. We don't play that. And that's one of the reasons we get amazing deal flow and amazing members. But of course, as you all know from me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I got these two fellas to look out for. All right. This is Caden and Damon, 8 and 9 years old. And they have Bitcoin, they have Ethereum, but you know, they're looking to Papa and they're saying, Papa, you know, what's going to happen in the future? Are we going to be okay? Are we going to have enough Bitcoin? Are the AI robots going to dominate us? And I have to be able to look them in the eye and say, no, I've got you covered. I've got this handled. Our job is to protect and provide for the people that count on us. Does anybody here have people that count on you, right? If your hands aren't up, they will be up soon because your parents are getting older and the rest of your family's getting older, and you're going to start to have people that depend on you. And guess what? They're not going to want to hear your excuses 10 years from now when they say, where's our Bitcoin? Where's our financial independence? And you say, oh, I didn't get around to it. I put my money in the bank. They lied to me. Yeah. Okay. My pension, it's not worth anything. I'm waiting for the government to take care of me. Yeah. Good luck with that. All right. The only way to create reward tomorrow is to take risk today. So when I take a look at these two, God, they're gorgeous. They're so gorgeous, Martina. I know I'm biased, but Jesus, right? When I look at them, I think, you know what? I need to take risk today. I need to do stuff that scares me. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to provide. Folks, this is one of our good friends. His name is Michael Saylor. He's been on a guest on the show many times, and he believes that Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. He already owns $70 billion of Bitcoin. He's mining another $40 billion of it. And he thinks that each Bitcoin is going to $13 million. Each. He also believes that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Now, a bunch of people here are in my crypto academy like Mark and Elizabeth. And people say, Brian, where do I get my information about crypto? Like, where do I go? What website do I go to? And I'm like, you know what? Save the websites. Go listen to Michael Saylor for 10, 20 hours. Go listen to Yatsu for 10, 20 hours. Go listen to the OGs that come on my show. And that's how you learn. And I want you to listen to Michael Saylor.
We went from investing $250 million in Bitcoin to $425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens?
So every decade, there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
We like Michael. We're feeling him, right? I love listening to Michael. I could listen to him all day long. Look, if it wasn't for Michael, I don't even know if we'd be where we need to be right now. He's been such a huge, huge push when it comes to the adoption of Bitcoin, and now so many companies are copying him. Folks, takeaways are, number one, crypto is encrypted energy. It literally is like walking around with a pocket full of energy on your hard wallet, your cold wallet, on your phone. It's really a different concept. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto transcends money. It's the soundest money you've ever experienced in your life, and I think it changes the way you experience life. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, we believe 2025 is the year of crypto. You've missed over half of it. You're about to miss the whole thing. I cannot emphasize how important it is for you to pay attention in the next 2 to 3 months. This will make or break you. Now, I don't know about you, but I was part of the dot-com boom when I was a young kid at 27 years old. I was the CFO of a dot-com startup in New York City called LuxuryFinder.com. And I watched that thing go up. I watched Google become multi-trillion-dollar company, Amazon, Apple, and I didn't make any money off tech. Raise your hand. Did anybody else not make any money off tech? I didn't make 10 million off tech. I didn't. Guess what? We're 25 years later, and this is the next opportunity, okay? And I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting 25 more years. I'm going to get mine now. And if you know what's good for you, better get yours too, right? Because you're going to miss this, and there's no do-overs here. Some people say, I'll wait till the next cycle, Brian, in 5 years' time. Yeah, good luck with that. BlackRock's going to own this market, and you're not going to be able to get anywhere near this market by then. But now you can. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you have to find the hottest trend, and I will share with you our investment thesis shortly. But there's something you need that you're never going to find on your own, never in a million years, and that is deal flow, high quality deal flow. And you're not going to find this, Mark, by going to the Token 2049 conference. You're not going to find this by going on LinkedIn. You're not going to find this on Twitter or Instagram, right? If you go try to find a deal in this space, you might as well kiss your money goodbye, right? And it's not all bad actors, but there's a lot of incompetent people that don't know what the hell they're doing. What you want is the top 0.1% of the deal flow. That's how you get the 20Xs. And those are very, very hard to find. The only way to find it is to build the relationships. And that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years, traveling the globe, building the relationships that will bring the deals that will make you millions of dollars. And here I am, my first run through Dubai, hanging out with all the influencers on the left, hanging out with members of government, influencers, venture capitalists. From there, I took a flight to Paris, sat down with a really huge dinner with top-level VCs and some of the hottest projects on the planet. I'm doing media, shooting documentary films, more VCs, more influencers. Then I came back to London. I had to sit down with Yatsuya Vanimoka Brands in the studio, went to the Token 2049 conference, more influencers, more VCs. Then it's off to Austin, Texas, This is the Consensus Conference. Got to hang out with some celebrities like Alex Jones and William Shatner. And of course, sat down with 14 members of our investment club. Can everybody see that picture on the bottom right there? You see all those folks, Elizabeth, Mark, you see that, Willard? I bet everybody here would fit in really well with those crazy people, right? Now, why are they smiling so much? Why, Elizabeth? Because they're making so much cash, right? We're having a good old time, making lifelong friends and changing the world forever. I mean, honestly, what more is there? From there, I flew to Singapore. Singapore is the place to be. You have to be in Asia because this market is there as well. And here I'm changing my color of my suit from white to orange to red to pinstripe. What's wrong with me, Connie? I don't know. Some people say I didn't get enough attention from my mother. Maybe that's true. I don't know. I'm just going with it. But what I do know is the brighter I wear my suits, the cooler deals we get. And so all this comes down to attention. We're in an attention economy. I want to get their attention so you can get the deals that are going to make you more money. And of course, from there, I went to Toronto. This was the Consensus Conference last year, or this recent year, a few months ago. And again, meeting all the big names behind the scenes. And on the right, that's another 30 members of our investment club. Everybody's getting crazy. Some of them are even wearing suits that are crazier than me. And yeah, we love getting together. And of course, I always make it back to Dubai, where I'm on stage premiering our films, interviewing people, and hanging out with people like CZ. Folks, I'm building these relationships to bring you the deals that'll bring you life-changing money. That's what this is about. What else? If you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, this is the number of deals we're going to look at every week. And we're going to boil this down into 2, 3, or 4 calls with CEOs that are going to come on those calls on Mondays and Thursdays. So that's the reason we're successful here. But you've also got to understand the financial tools, right? And most of you will never understand the financial tools because you don't even know what this is. And you also don't have our investment thesis. And we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represent the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at super low valuations. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And what am I talking about? Pre-sale tokens, baby. It's all about pre-sale tokens. No one's teaching this. No one is giving deal flow access, especially to normal people like you and me, right? You don't have to be a $1 billion fund to get access to these deals. We're allowing the members of our team access for as little as $5,000 to get into a deal. And that's just unheard of. And here's one of the examples. How many people here know Solana again? Just raise your hand. Connie, you know. Andrew, you probably know. Mark knows. Well, this is what I was talking about earlier. Can everyone see the red circle there? That was the day it was listed as a pre-sale token, right? April 5th. Can everyone see the blue circle? 4 pennies each. This is all on the blockchain. It's public information. Hard to find though, because they don't want you to know this because they're trying to charge you $200 each right now. What happened? Well, you know what happened. 4 pennies went to $200. And if you had just stopped on April 5th and put $1,000 in this deal, that would be worth $5 million. I think we already said Willard wants the 5, Connie wants the 5, everybody wants the 5. I agree. Okay. Right. And for me, what does that 5 million represent? For me, money equals freedom. Now it's none of my business, Mark. If you want to buy Bugatti with your 5, that's up to you. Maybe you want to fly private. Maybe you want to get the beachfront place in the Palm. That's okay. But for me, money equals freedom. It just means I can do whatever I want. No boss tells me what to do. And I want to give you all more freedom. Who here wants more freedom in their life, by the way? Anybody? I think we all do, right? That's why we're doing this, folks. Now, let's zoom out really high, 30,000 feet. Did anybody here buy Solana for 4 pennies each? Anybody? No. Why? Let's really think about that. Why didn't you, Andrew? Why didn't you, Willard? And I'll tell you why. Because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could have text messaged you on the day and say, hey, Andrew, I got this deal called Solana. How would you like to buy it for 4 pennies each? Right? Now, who here would have liked to have got that text from me? At least as an option, right? You could have deleted it, Andrew, but wouldn't you like to get that text? Of course you would, right? We all want those options. Well, that's not theoretical, folks, because that's what I do every day. And this is our Telegram group here for our investment club. You can see it here. Every day I post a deal and there's a link at the bottom of the deal. You click the link, 30 seconds in, boom, you're invested. My job is to get you the hottest deals on the planet texted to your phone every day. Here's the catch. Andrew, I don't tell you how to invest your money and I don't invest your money for you. You make the choice. I think it's an insult to invest your money. You make the choice. My job is to give you the hottest deals on the planet, like Crypto Nights, like One Football, like some of our other big wins, like Story Protocol and Mochaverse. And then you make the decision. And that's the best way to do it. And it reminds me of my favorite movie called Wall Street, when Gordon Gekko says the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Think about it. It's not a stock. It's not a bond. It's not a piece of real estate. It's information at the right time can create $1 billion. Does anybody here agree with Gordon? The most valuable commodity is information, right? That's my job, to get you the highest quality information so you can make choices that make you a lot of money. Folks, how do you create generational wealth? You have to pull the trigger. And none of you are doing that right now. You're watching videos and reading articles, and you're not actually pulling the trigger. Nobody here has done a pre-sale token deal, I bet. And you're not going to do it because it's uncomfortable for you, right? It's a little scary. And you're like, yeah, Brian, I don't know. I'm going to pass. And so you don't pull the trigger and realize it's so easy. It's just as easy as anything else you do in life. Once you do it once, you're like, oh, that's nothing. We get people that join our club. They do their first deal in 10 days. And then all of a sudden they've done 14 deals, right? We have a woman in there with 68 deals. Okay. These are very easy to do. But right now for you, this is some phobia or some fear, and it's stopping you from creating the wealth that I think you deserve. And it reminds me of this video one of my mentors played to me of the lions, right? And I think we've all been both of these lions in our lives. And I think sometimes we wish we were one other than the other. And sometimes a little meme or a metaphor can really make the point better than all the words in the world. And I think a lot of us have felt sometimes that we're just waiting for something. And sometimes we've missed some opportunities in the past. And so I always try to play this video and just tell me if this reminds you of you. You know, here we are, this lion hasn't eaten in 2 weeks, super hungry. Wow, that one looks good. Maybe I'll just eat that one. Oh, no, I can't do that. I'm too busy. Oh, no, I can't do that one. I don't have enough money. Oh, maybe that one. No, let's wait for something better. Oh, I don't know. I'm a little scared. Oh, maybe not. Oh, man, maybe next one, maybe next one. And then someone else comes in and says, I'll take a bite of that. Thank you very much. 20X, yum, 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 taking that back to my family. And the other lion runs away, right? The other lion runs away. Which lion do you want to be? First one or the second one, right? How many times have we watched those opportunities go by? Are you going to let this happen again? The difference between those two lions is no difference. They're both lions. Just one of them said, to hell with this. I'm sick and tired of being the one that never pulls the trigger. I'm sick and tired of not eating, and I'm going to get mine. And you can make that choice too. And when you do, this can become yours. This portfolio is incredible. And like I said, each one of these deals with the potential to become a $2 billion, $5 billion deal. And this is going to make all of my members just filthy rich. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. It's this entity that gets you access to high-level deal flow that you would normally never see unless you were a $1 billion fund. And it comes down to what I call my quadruple threat. Number one is production. We bring the CEO to our London studio. They sit down with me. We put our suits on, 6-camera, high definition, 2-hour show. Boom. We create a beautiful piece of media. Number two, we distribute this to our 5 million followers, 5 million potential customers for that company. Number three, I connect you with the big boys in the space, the Tapieros and the Atsus. And number four, we write you a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, there's no one that can say no to this. It's too good of an opportunity. And you can see it if you come to our calls on Monday or Thursday. They all really want this opportunity. Folks, there's one last piece. How do you invest to learn? How do you learn how to invest? Well, the problem that most of you have is you're not surrounding yourself with the best. Now, how many people agree with this statement? You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Mark, you agree? Andrew, Connie, Willard, right? Look, it's something that a lot of us have heard. Most of us know that it's true, is that you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. And the idea is who you're hanging out with, right? That's really what it's about. And so it reminded me of my journey through life, at least the first 10 years of my life. And it really did come down to who I surrounded myself with. Now, I'm not claiming I had a master plan when I was 18 years old, but whatever I did definitely worked. And so here's Brian at 16 on the left, making $6 an hour in San Diego, California. And I would have stayed there making $6 an hour for the next 10 years unless I had done something. I ended up getting good grades in high school, and I got into MIT, flew all the way across the country, and spent 4 years with the smartest people in the world, right? They kicked my butt, made me feel stupid. But at the end of it, I survived, and I kind of leveled up there, right? Now, at this point, I wanted to make some money because I was still broke. And so I took those grades and got a job on Wall Street. That's that picture on the right. That's me in 1993, starting as a derivatives trader at Bankers Trust. And there I was with some really scary individuals, okay? Like men and women making 9 to 12 million bucks a year, alpha male and female traders. And if you're in their way, they will literally knock you over, right? They will rip out your throat, right? And they were a little brutal, but they also taught me how to make a lot of money. And a few years later, I was making millions. Folks, are you doing this with your life? Or are you still hanging out with the same toxic family members and those same friends of yours that are going nowhere in their life? Does anybody have one of those in their life? Come on, be honest. Toxic family member, a friend going nowhere. Thank you, Mark, for being honest. Thanks, Elizabeth, right? We got these friends and you feel guilty. You're like, better hang out with them, right? They're going, but you got to get in the right room if you want to have success in this world. You really have to. Now, let me ask you a question, Mark. Well, maybe Mark, I'll ask you this, or Elizabeth. What if you told your friends after this call, maybe went out to the pub later and said, hey, guess what? I'm going to make $10 million in crypto with Brian Rose before the end of the year. What would your friends say, Elizabeth? What would your friends say, Mark? Would they smile? Would they laugh? Would they be like, Elizabeth's giving me the big thumb down? They wouldn't believe you, right? Because that would be a joke to them, right? And then maybe they'd snicker a little bit and you'd be like, what's wrong with that? Like, I really want to change my life and I really believe in this. But all the people that you surround yourself with, they don't believe in you. And the truth is they love you, but they love you just the way you are, Mark, right? Elizabeth, they want you to be successful as long as it's not more than them. You have to get in a new room of high performance people if you want this to happen. And this is the one thing no one ever listens to, Martini, but it's the one thing you should listen to, because this can change your wealth more than a token, more than hanging out with me, is get in the right room and get rid of the useless driftwood in your life, right? And that's why I created the investment club. So all of you can hang out with Marianne Bartels, all right? She's one of the founding members of our club. She's a 10-year Wall Street veteran. She's chief investment officer, Merrill Lynch Bank of America. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Now, Mark, when you tell her you want to make 10 million in crypto this year, what's she going to say, Mark? What's she going to say, Elizabeth? She's going to say, Elizabeth, Betty, $10 million. Why are you playing so small? Let's make $100 million, right? Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. Who wants to hang out with a Marianne? Who wants to be around someone who believes in you and pushes you to the next level? Your chance of finding that in your life is next to zero. Because why would Marianne want to hang out with you? You could go to Wall Street, you could sit on her front door and buy her coffee. She'd be like, I'm busy, right? You have to get into the room with these people. They're not going to come to you. But that's why we created the investment club. So you can literally get into that group. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. This is your new peer group. He's one of our founding members. Tigran is one of the most sought after litigators in the world. All right. People are traveling everywhere just to get his services. I recently went out to Beverly Hills, took Martini out to dinner with a bunch of our members, got them all flowers. This guy moves different, right? When you hang out with him, he's not talking about the score on the football game. He's not talking about the Netflix series he just spent all weekend watching. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea. This is Andrew Haynes, one of our technical experts. He can get on a phone call with you and walk you through anything you need, from the latest chain to the latest protocol, you name it. All right, here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This is your new peer group. And of course, this is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he was in medicine, took our Crypto and DeFi Academy, the 4-week course. You can still join, graduated. Then he was the founding member of the investment club. About a year ago, we hired him full-time to source deals. He's one of the best in the business. This is who you can hang out with every week. And guess what? I got 146 more of these people, right? If you don't think that's going to create wealth for you, trust me, this is the best chance you have, I would believe, because these people are all high-performance people and they want you to win. And this is our family, folks. This is some selfies I took behind the scenes. What you see here is people that just love being together, love hanging out, and want to make a lot of money and change the future. And this is an event we did in London recently, and everybody turned out. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that? Right? We know. But what are you doing? Do you have a network? Are you building a network? No, you're not. Right? So what are you doing? You got to build this or buy it. If you can get into it, do it by joining something like the investment club, but you've got to find this network. I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We teach people how to fish. That's what makes us different than anything out there. And of course, that's why we started the investment club, because 4 years ago, we did our first crypto pre-sale token. one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain called Cross the Ages. And it freaked me out. I won't lie. It scared me, Andrew Willard. It freaked me out. I had this random dude come to a Zoom call like this. And at the end, he said, I need $100,000 in stable coins sent to this wallet. I'd never seen it before. I'd never met him before. And I said, bro, you're crazy. I'm not going to do this. It's going to take at least me 2 weeks. 2 weeks. He said, you don't even have 2 hours. You're going to miss this deal. Right? Send the money now. And he was right. I would have missed it. And I thought, man, these are a bunch of cowboys. This is crazy. I'm supposed to be this hotshot banker, this MIT grad, and this is scaring me. And I thought, man, here we are with an opportunity to make massive amounts of money. And at the same time, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose everything. Not just the money you put in, you're probably going to lose everything, right? Because crypto draws you in and makes you do stupid things. And I thought, wow, if we could find a way to teach our London Real family how to do this, we could create so much wealth that alone could change the world, maybe more than our billions of video views. And so I called up Martini and we came to an agreement and we never looked back. 4 years later, this is the greatest product we've ever created. We've made the most money we've ever made. We've made our members wealthier than we ever have. And it's just been absolutely incredible. And here are the details. It's an application-only program. We open up 10 spaces a quarter, and they're always gone. Matter of fact, I'm very worried that we're not going to have enough spaces here to even fill our Crypto and DeFi Academy, because I know a bunch of people have already reached out. But we have to keep it small, otherwise it doesn't work. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's now become a lifetime program. Imagine having access to all of us and the deal flow and the peer group for the next 30, 40 years. It's crazy. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. Sometimes we'll do 2, 3, and 4. There's a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow, and you get a full year of our Kings of DeFi program. Just in case you don't know crypto or never bought a Bitcoin, no problem. We'll bring you up to speed. I've had people with 0 crypto experience do their first deal in 2 to 3 weeks. And of course, our next live call is Thursday, 7 p.m. Folks, we teach this remote to people in 30, 40 countries. And this is our syllabus. Module 1 is what is a crypto pre-sale token. I sent that to you already, or you can get that direct link. Module 2, what is a SAFT? Who here knows what a SAFT is? Anybody? Not a single person. Willard, thanks for your honesty. Look, if you don't know what a SAFT is, how do you expect to get out of your cycle of poverty? You know, it's time that all of you start taking responsibility, because this information is out there, and yet you're not looking for it. You're not pursuing it. And you're going to get stuck in a cycle of poverty. And I'm just going to be honest with you, that's what you deserve, right? As one of my mentors famously said in a backhanded compliment to me, he said, Brian, you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Isn't that terrible, Martini? You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now, Miller, based on all of the choices you've made in your life. That's a great way of saying, get your act together is what it is, right? And so all of you are exactly where you're supposed to be. If you want to be somewhere different, you better change your behavior. And if you think that you're going to keep saving your way to success, if you think your employer or your government's going to take care of you, if you think your family and the people that depend on you aren't going to need you for some reason, you're mistaken. You're going to have to change your behavior and take some risks if you want to create this new future. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's what the rich use to get richer. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to conduct pre-sale due diligence on any protocol. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'll show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, and how you can use QR codes on your mobile phone to scan deals back to the team. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals to multi-billion-dollar protocols? And Module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much money on you, know what to do with it. I recommend you spend some of it, get it out of your system, save some of it, put the rest back into deals, create wealth for your grandkids. This is our Discord group, sorry, Telegram group. This is our Discord group, and here are the details, folks. We are oversubscribed. Martini is busy 24/7. We're having a ton of interest from the Middle East, a ton of interest from the United States because of the regulation changes. 10 spaces per quarter, they're gone, all right? The investment in the mentorship, in the community, in the deal flow, in the teaching, in the lifetime access is $50,000, and that gets you the hottest deals in the world. Now, look, I understand 50K is a significant amount of money. I used to make $6 an hour. I get it. But that can get you unlimited financial results. What if that brought you $50 million? That'd be the best investment you ever made your whole life, your whole community ever made their whole life, okay? It's an amazing opportunity. And of course, it's your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history that's ending right now if you don't take action. And of course, those deals that I showed you earlier, Crypto Nights and OneFootball, they're ending now. You're going to miss those great opportunities. I think those are two of the best deals we'll see this entire year. By the way, this is the deal last quarter that you missed. And this is a SAFT agreement, by the way, on the right. That deal was up 466% in one day. Now, why do I mention that? I mention that because you could have easily put 10,000 on this deal and paid for the course in one day. And yet you got caught up in your head. You got caught up in a procrastination narrative or a scarcity narrative. And maybe later, Brian, you're like the lion watching it go by. At some point, you have to tell your brain, zip it. And you're going to have to take action at some point if you want the results. If you're fine with how you are, great, keep doing it. But if you want to change, you're going to have to change your behavior, probably radically. And you've seen our track record, folks. Shrapnel was up 20x in 20 days, $5 million profit. Skillful AI, $4 million profit. Mochaverse up 20x. Story Protocol up 22x. Cats up 14x. Our $1 billion fund up 4x. We have a track record of success, folks. I believe that we've shown you what we can do here. Now the onus is on you. You're going to have to pull the trigger if you want to get to the next level. This is my pledge to the club. I'm going to create $10 billion for them over the next 10 years. And at this point, it's going to happen in more like 5 years. We've got amazing members here, and these are some of their names. This is Carol. And if you go to our website, londonreal.tv/club, then you'll see a video from every single one of these people on screen here. You can go watch a video. They'll tell you how much they love the club. It changed their life forever. Seriously, go check it out. Carol says every member is both a learner and an investor. Joe says the window of opportunity is closing quickly, and he's right. You're about to miss this whole thing. This is Jerry. He's just honored to be part of the club, loves the vibe. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. What's your excuse? Are you busier than her? I don't think so. She's done 13 deals, right? So again, all of your excuses fall flat. They really do. This is Jens. How can you afford not to join us? When you look back on this 6 months from now and you see all the money we're making, you're just going to kick yourself and say, man, I was this close to joining. Petya couldn't afford the club, right? She told herself maybe what you're telling yourself right now. I can't afford this. Until one day, Petya said, to hell with this. I'm joining anyways. I'm going to force myself to find the money. A bold move, right? They say fortune favors the brave. Well, guess what? She found the money. She paid for the course. And then she's now made 67 investments, $5,000 minimum. Do the math, Mark, right? That's a lot of money. But she got it by putting herself in the breach. Now, Petya deserves to make the tens of millions of dollars she's going to make. Not the rest of you don't, because you haven't put it on the line. She did. And we got a bunch of members that did the same thing. This is Chris. He said the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. What we love about Chris is he brings his 14-year-old son onto the calls, and his 14-year-old son invests in the deals alongside with him. It's actually pretty incredible. And we love fathers and sons. We love mothers and daughters. We love husbands and wives. We even have boyfriends and girlfriends. And we love the whole family in there because we think it's a family affair. And this is what Chris said about the club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
Booyah. We like Chris. We're liking those vibes, right? He's amazing. Look, the whole club's amazing. Everybody wants you to win in there, period, right? There's no competition. There's just creation. But they expect you to create some massive value. And that's what we love about this whole community. It really is a special place. And that's why Martini is very careful on who she lets in. And So far, she's created such an amazing community, and she'll continue to. Folks, it only takes one. One of these deals can change your life forever, right? Imagine getting a 50X and putting 20K on that deal. That's $1 million. We've had members in the club, Martini knows this, that put 50K on a story protocol and it does 22X and you just made over $1 million. One deal. One deal. Just think about that, folks. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. Again, you've missed a huge chunk of it. You're about to miss the whole bull run here. I just checked out. Ethereum's gone through 4,000, now up to 4,040. It's still going, folks. It's happening right now. It's happening right now, folks. Don't let this year pass you by. You can learn early stage investing now. What we teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember what I said, liquid tokens and equity, the stuff you buy on exchanges right now, all of those tokens and shares, it's too late. Somebody like me has already made 50X on those tokens. You've got to go upstream. You've got to go early stage if you want those big, big gains. You want to make 10% on your money? Go ahead, Mark. Go to Binance and buy any of those tokens. You want to make 10X, 20X, 30X on your money? Come talk to me. And of course, this is a chance to learn from active elite investors for just $50,000. I know people like Tapiero, who has all the deal flow. If you asked him to sit next to him and say, Dan, teach me about how to invest and give me access to all your deals for the next 20 years for 50,000, he would laugh at you and throw you out of his office. He wouldn't do it for $500,000. He's too busy. So this is actually incredible value. And yes, it's a significant amount of money. I understand that, but it gets you unlimited financial results. And now, thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. So for $10,000 a month for 6 months, you're in. What does that mean? If you have limited capital, 10K gets you in. Put 5K on Crypto Nights, put 5K on OneFootball. You'll have tokens in 30 days and you're off to the races. There's never been a moment like this in crypto where you can get tokens so fast. Wasn't happening a year ago. Wasn't happening 2 years ago. Wasn't happening 3 years ago. Martini knows it wasn't happening 4 years ago. Wasn't even happening 6 months ago. It's happening now. Seize this opportunity now. And of course, you get the best deal flow in the world. Remember what Buffett said. The best investment you can make is in yourself. That means put yourself around winners. Most of you will not do this, and that's why you will not be successful, because you won't pay to be around a winner. And you're going to go hang out with Jack and John down at the pub as they watch the football game for the 47th time, right? And talk about how they hate their jobs and the government's messed up. Mark, do you know anybody like that? I used to know people like that, right? You know, if you're repeating that behavior, you deserve to be where you're at. Or you can start hanging out with Marianne and Tigran and me twice a week, talking about billions of dollars, right? Which one do you want to do? Of course, there's only one way to join. Book a call with Martini. Here's 4 different ways. But let me tell you this. If you book a call with her, make sure you're serious about joining now, not tomorrow, not next week, because she's extremely busy. We want to honor her time. But if you think there's something here, then do your research, book that call, and have an honest conversation with her. You know, a lot of people think our students are these billionaires with MBA degrees. They're not. They're people poorer than you. They're people that aren't as smart as you, that have worse degrees than you and less connections than you. Guess what? They have a better relationship with fear than you do. And they pulled the trigger and they're off to the races. So what's stopping you? It's just your fear. False expectations appearing real. The phantoms that make us all live quiet lives of desperation. When you break through, you realize there's nothing there. What do they say? Everything you ever wanted in your life is on the other side of your fears, right, Mark? Isn't that crazy? And of course, some of you can still join us on our 4-week crypto and DeFi course. Again, we're only keeping this open for another day or two because our next live call is Monday. It's discounted by 60%. It's amazing. 4 weeks, 4 modules with me. Again, 8 hours of live calls, online e-learning platform, triple tiered accountability, dedicated coaches, and you're pre-approved to buy right now at LondonReal.tv/buy. It's the best course out there. There's nothing that compares to it. All right. It just, we know what we're doing and we've been doing this for a long time. Folks, what is your why? For me, it's these fellas. When I see them, what can I say? I have to take action, because to hell, if I'm ever going to have a day in my life where I look to them and I disappoint them. And so it's my job to provide and protect. And I'm never going to be in a situation where I can't do that. What does that mean? I have to take risks today, even if it makes me uncomfortable, because there's no way I can provide for their future unless I take risks today. What are you doing for your family? What are you doing for your people? Are you just doing another day? Are you saving your money like a good boy or girl? Are you waiting for that pension or that government handout? Ain't going to be enough to go around, folks. AI's coming. Get in line. Yeah, that line's going to be millions of people long when AI comes in here, and you're going to be really, really in a mess, right? Or you can invest in digital assets at the greatest bull market of our generation happening right now. Tough choice, right, Martini? Tough choice. Folks, here's the video I promised you at LondonReal.tv/bonus. It'll show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens. That's just another gift from us. And of course, join us on our next live call. The next one's going to be, Monday, 7 p.m. Reach out to Martini. Send her a message right now. She doesn't bite. I know a lot of people think you bite or I bite. We don't. Or you can go to LondonReal.tv/Cub call. We're actually cool to be with. And come join us for the next call, and you can really see the magic. Folks, I'd love to answer any questions. If you DM me any question right now, I'll answer it. I just really appreciate everybody being here. Martini, I'd love to get your thoughts on, what do you think? I mean, Martini's talked to so many people about this. She's also seen people pull the trigger, come in and be massively successful. So yeah.
Yes, definitely. Well, great call today, Brian. It was good to see everybody on the line today. And yes, Brian, you are right. I have talked to thousands of people from all over the world, and it's really cool to get to know everyone's story, to get to know everybody's background, and really to get to know everybody's intentions and their dreams that they have, right? And so the beautiful thing about what it is that we do in the investment club, it's not just about investing. It's not just about money. It's really just about the fulfillment of the dreams and the fulfillment of the intentions that everybody is planting while they're in here in the club with us. And just to be, quite frank about things, in order for your dreams to happen, in order for your goals to happen, or whatever it is that you're wanting to do, please understand that it takes money to do that. And I know that sometimes people look at money like it's a bad word. And I know that, Brian talks about some of the returns that are here. And, some people might scoff at it or look at it a certain way. But at the end of the day, money allows us to travel. Money allows us to send our kids to college. Money allows us to take care of our ailing parents. Money allows us options, right? And so what we really encourage people in our investment club is to not be afraid of money, but really to step into what the money can do for you. And so the calls that I normally have with everybody, really, as Brian says, I'm not really mean. I don't bite, all the time. But the calls are really just to see how we can support you in the fulfillment of the intentions that you have set for yourselves and for your loved ones. And so in taking a look at, we are now in August of 2025, right? And so taking a look that the end of the year is right around the corner. So the question is, what are your intentions for the remainder of this year? And how is that going to carry you forward for years to come? So if you are wanting to do something different and you are wanting to invest in early stage companies that are here to change the world and also support us in generating generational wealth, we want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and check out the Investment Club page. And that's going to give you a rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about.
Are we losing Martini here and there? Must be Google coming after us again, trying to censor us. I'll see if Martini chimes in there again.
We're back.
Oh, you're back. You're back. Go ahead, Martini.
Yeah, we're back. Yes. And really just taking a look at how we can best support you for the next 10 years as a community. All right. So be sure to go ahead and check out the very first link, which is the Investment Club page. And when you are ready to go ahead and schedule a call with me, and as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious. And serious means you've done your research, you've checked out the emails, you've written down some questions, and you're ready to pull the trigger and join us and start investing now, but you just have some questions that need to be answered. That second link there is for you to go ahead and schedule a call with me. And then the next thing there is if you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And the last thing here, I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the investment club is, and I know that you definitely feel his passion just going through the screen here, but we want you to experience this in real time and really just see what the excitement is all about. So you'll get to see these CEOs pitching their company over to us live. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions live, and then you'll get to see how our amazing community, over 150 people from all over the world, different walks of life, different income levels, different perspectives, come together as a community to decide on whether or not we're going to invest in these companies. It's really just something to really see, and you'll get to see like the love in our community as we are generating wealth together. So we hope to see you on the inside soon, and back to you, Brian.
All right, fantastic. Give it up for Martini, everybody. And definitely book a call and have a conversation with her. I think a bunch of you have already done that. And that's actually a great way to really get a vibe for what's going on. Also, join us for one of these calls on a Monday or Thursday. It's just fun to be there. You can totally feel the vibe and see what's going on and see a bunch of the members that have been with us, some for 2, 3, 4 years, and making a lot of money with a lot of the deals as well. Look, folks, the last thing I can say is, you know, it's literally happening right in front of our eyes, exactly the way that we knew it would happen. And it's just wild to watch this happen. Ethereum's now, I'll show you, since we've been talking, it not only broke through the $4,000 mark. Can everyone see this on screen? But now it continued to go to 410, 420, 430, 440, and about to break 440.50 right now. That's incredible. Over the last 7 days, Ethereum is up 13.5%. Bitcoin is only up 2%. This is incredible. Ethereum's outperforming Bitcoin by 11%. And this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been talking about for a long time. And it's why we look at these two charts here back to back. One is Bitcoin dominance, one is Ethereum dominance. What do we see here? Well, on the right, you see Ethereum dominance. Since we've actually been talking today, since I woke up this morning, it went from 12% up to 12.75%. Like, that's incredible. Percentages don't move like that. And Bitcoin dominance heading down, 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 down on this other chart, down to 6.45. If that breaks 60 tonight, whoo, things are going to get crazy, folks. Crazy. And you don't want to be on the sidelines. The good news is there's still time. There's still time to get invested. There's still time to get pre-sale deals done. We're still closing 4, 5, 6 of these deals. I always tell people, Martini, I've been saying it lately, get 5 to 10 of these deals on before this thing pops, and you're good. You know, ideally you want 20 or 30 and maybe 70 like Petya, but at least get something, and you'll have something to show for this cycle besides just, I knew it was going to happen. I always knew it was going to happen, and you have nothing to show. Have something. Don't waste time is what I would say. I think that's it. Thank you so much. I got some great DMs with people here. I appreciate that. Willard, definitely connect, and great to talk to you, Andrew, as well. For Mark and Elizabeth, we'll see you on the Crypto and DeFi Academy. And Connie, I know we're going to see you in the future as well. Hopefully sooner than later, right? Well, before this bull market's over. All right. So great. Thanks, everybody. Wishing you all the best. Sending you lots of love. All right. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission? Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below. and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link, and let's do this.